Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our super tan producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Are we all getting really tan? I want to get this is tan. This is Dan, Tom and Dan tan. This is the year of the
Summer of tan.
Summer of tan.
The sun's out.
Yeah.
Get them guns out.
Guns
It's
out.
Florida, baby.
Skies
Stand
out,
out
thighs
there.
out. Skies out, thighs out.
Stand out there with
Hands
some
out,
oil.
hands out, pants out.
You'll get tan.
Yeah. Well, I want to get really tan this year.
You can do it.
Full tan. I'm talking my hiney. I'm talking no flip-flop straps.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you tan
I might
nude
spray
in the
tan.
sun.
I might get a spray tan.
No, you get orange.
No. They've come a long way. The technology is there now.
It's still
I got a
little
friend that does
orange.
it. I got a friend that does it.
I'm going full tan mom.
Like
Going brown couch.
yeah, brown
Yeah,
couch.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
full brown couch. All right. Anyway, do we have anything to plug?
Well, I will say if you are a BDM member, the Shark Week extravaganza
Oh, man.
is out.
It's there if you need it.
So this year's Shark Week and a culmination of all the
Yeah.
winners from the past 10 years.
It was so large
Which-
that Casey, our editor at Real Radio, had to break it into 2 segments like a turd.
3-hour show.
It's,
Too
it's
much.
over 3 hours. You
It is,
crazy?
yeah,
3
yeah.
hours would be nice. I think it's 3 hours, 20 minutes.
Of all the winners from the
It's
past
like that
10
movie
years.
Brad Pitt did where it's like super confusing and in the end he becomes a baby and flies into space.
no, that's Tree of Life.
Yeah, Tree of Life.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
as long as the Tree of Life, but it's all turds.
I was there at the Enzion. People laughed at the ending. Like when it ended, people laughed.
Howling laughing.
And I was like, I don't think this was the reaction the director
It
wanted.
didn't hit the mark. It was like when we saw Tracy Morgan at the Improv, and he tried to get serious,
Yeah.
and everybody was laughing in his face, and he got mad at us and wanted to beat us all up.
I was
Remember
with
that?
him. I was totally with
He
him.
was like, nobody is. I'm trying to be kind to you, and you guys are being mean to me, and I'm about to beat up everybody in the Improv.
So let's talk about Daniel going to the Blink 182 concert last
Ooh,
night.
that's rough.
Because he's still stuck in 2003.
I am running on fumes.
So
Well, no,
what?
Turnstile, I think, brings me back up. I think Turnstile kicks me back up to 2021, at least. You know?
Listen,
And
I
they had
can't,
a
I can't make fun of you. What do I do?
Well, they had a really
I
special
was going to
guest.
say, you dragged your whole family to Newfound Glory. And I don't think any of you listened to them, but
I
yeah.
love Newfound Glory.
No.
Well, but yeah, I bought the tickets on a whim because I found really good. If you want to know where to sit in the Amalie Arena for the least amount of money, but it's the best seat, I'm your guy. Section 305 on the rail. You have literally a little stand for your beer. You have a seat. No one is in front of you, and there's a glass partition. You are locked in. It's the best seat I have ever had for cheap. I think we
What are
paid
we
like
talking?
$140.
a
A ticket,
Okay.
which was like bargain, like it's the cheapest I could find.
Yeah.
So I got those, and man, they were great seats. But getting over to Tampa, I'm just going to tell you, we had to leave at like 2.
Yeah.
Andrea had a call, so I had to drive. Well, we're driving in the torrential rain, like all the way there. It was like terrifying. You're like I-4 in the rain, but like
Oh, no.
I'm talking
Yeah.
like so heavy your wiper. When did rain start beating our wipers? Can we make our wipers better?
Did you take the Tesla?
No, I wanted to
Okay.
take the Tesla, but I would have needed to charge it up higher, and I didn't know their charging capacity there. Now that I know, because the place that we always park by Harpoon Harry's. God, I hate that place.
Oh, where your Tesla?
know that.
It'll make it there and back in one charge, though, right?
No, it wouldn't, because dude, you got to think traffic, air, entertainment system going on in there, whatever. I mean, like.
Okay.
And sitting, it'll turn on the security system. I mean, it's burning battery all the time.
So what's the limit?
I think if I
300 miles,
I could go there and back if I charged it to 100%, but I had not. I'd only
Okay.
charged it to 80. Actually, I think it was only on 60. I'd used it the day before, so I didn't have a full charge.
Because my
That's
question.
the problem with those cars.
My question being, if you turn on, like, if it's pouring down rain, like you can't see in front of you, but the car can.
No, it can't.
It can.
No. In fact, that's another flaw that people are always talking about with like self-driving. It will disengage. If the weather is horribly bad, it'll just say, "Sorry, man.
It's up to you now, buddy.
Yeah, it's all on you now. You got to drive it. It'll turn everything off.
Because I guess it's
The whole screen turns red too. It's terrifying.
it's just using cameras
Yeah,
as well.
only
so if the
cameras.
cameras are wet or they can't see,
Yeah.
there's
And I
like
think
fog.
my eyes are better than their cameras.
Yeah, it's not using some sort of radar. You know,
Yeah.
like
No.
it
Now,
still has to
now
see.
some of them did have LiDAR in
camera.
them, but because Elon's cheap, he started ripping those LiDAR systems out
Right.
because he could save a ton of money. Now we're just doing Tesla vision, which is not good. But anyway, I didn't have it charged up, so we took Andrea's car, which is nice. But man, driving that SUV on I-4 to Tampa in a torrential rain where the wipers aren't doing anything, it's just straight water on the window, which is fine. I've driven in this kind of stuff for years, but I'm like, is it worse now? It's worse now, right? That's a harder rain.
You're just older.
Am I?
Yeah. Like my mom doesn't
I've
like to
driven
drive at
more.
night now.
No, but I've driven more.
I've always hated driving in the rain.
I think it's worse now. I think the rain, or like I remember like my dad's LeSabre, man, those wipers would cut the damn rain off the windshield.
No, it's just when you're younger, you're willing to take more chances. So as you get older, you just get more nervous with rain,
Well, it was
nighttime.
terrible. Yeah, it was terrible.
Anything.
Yeah, so I drove her all the way there. It took like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It took 2 hours.
Yeah,
We got there around 4:30. We had some time to kill, but that's when everything started popping off. You know, they were selling the commemorative T-shirts at 4 and all this different stuff. So
What time's the show start?
show started at 7:30, so we were there way early. But
Yeah,
we
my God.
we wanted to beat traffic though, because like
Yeah, you never know.
like we had reservations at that Harpoon Harry place, and we only beat our reservation by like 20 minutes. It took us like 2.5 hours to like get. It took us 2 hours to get over there, probably a half an hour to park. You know, like walk. It was raining. You know, you had to navigate through, but it was fine. So we did that. We went into the seats, got our seats in 305, great seats. But then I didn't even know this, but a new punk artist called Kenny Hoopla played, and before he came out, WWE superstar Ric Flair came out with two little children. And he was babbling incoherently on the mic, like, "Whoa, Kenny Hoopla is here, baby!" And he was doing like this whole thing, and I'm like, "What the f is happening right now?" It's old.
Who were the children?
I guess his grandsons. I'm thinking, but it was like, and do they like Kenny Hoopla? Like, why is he out for Kenny? So anyway, he goes out. Oh, Andrea's in the chat room. I missed an exit, and I got mad at her car because I'm too small to drive it, and I pulled over in the worst section of Tampa, and we switched seats so she could drive. I'm too small for that car. I bought that car. I'm too small for it. I can't drive it. Physically, I'm not big enough to drive that car. No, I'm not.
You're not a little person.
I need this. If I had this pad that Michael sent me that I'm sitting on right now for my back, it would be fine. But as it's built right now, I'll take you out there and show you. I'll sit in it, and you'll be like, "You have no business."
What, are you barely peering over the dash? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, barely.
You're a grown man.
No,
you can see over the
You
thing.
can ask my wife. I can barely see over it. I missed the exit. I missed the exit. I look like T.G. Lee's grandson driving a milk truck.
Well, why wasn't your wife driving to begin with?
She had a meeting. She had to be on the meeting. She's very important now. She's way more important than I am. She had her earbuds in.
She needs a break. She's driving everywhere.
Yeah, she was like running a meeting, and then I'm driving this big milk truck, a little guy, and I miss the exit. So I pull over in Tampa, and we pull over in a street where everybody looked terrified. Black people, white people, Asian, everybody was terrified in this place we were at. And Andrea's like, "This is terrible." So we switched seats, and then we got lost. But anyway, we got back to the place. We went in there. We got back to Amalie Arena. We went inside. And we got our seats, and Kenny Hoopla's on stage with Ric Flair, and it was crazy.
You think Ric Flair's grandkids wanted to meet this guy, Kenny Hoopla or whatever, and then, because that's a wrestler thing.
Here's what happened.
Undertaker was hanging out with old Preston or whatever the hell's Unspeakable.
Yeah, it is a Tampa trash person thing to use your wrestling Tampa ilk to posture on stage for your children. Yeah, if you're Hulk Hogan and Britney Spears comes to town, you definitely try to get little Nick Hogan on stage with Britney, right? You use your yank, brother.
Hold on. Well, Nick Hogan is a
I'm going
felon.
in the Wayback. I'm going to the Wayback machine. I was just saying I'm going to the way back in the day, like a young Nick.
Yeah. 15 years ago.
Before
he killed someone.
Before he murdered someone. But I'm saying, like if you're Ric Flair and your grandson's like Kenny Hoopla, who is a up-and-coming, punk artist, you use your yank to get him on stage. But here's what happened. Rick comes on stage with the two little kids, and he does this incoherent babbling thing. Nobody knows what's happening because those people don't know who the hell Ric Flair is. Those people are all like 15 years old in the pit. Like, there's older people in there, but those are the people for Blink-182. They know what Ric Flair is and who he is, but they don't care. And then the other people are completely confused because it's just a dumb old man in a crazy shirt. Or a crazy coat. And then he babbles, and then Kenny Hoopla starts playing and spinning around, and Rick just stands there with the grandsons for like 3 minutes, and he doesn't know when to get off stage.
Oh, no.
And then they
Get
had
off stage, Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa couldn't get off stage, and then they had to have a guy come out and like usher them. Oh, it was really
no,
sad.
like the Apollo?
Yeah, they had to usher him off stage.
If you watch the Ric Flair documentary about what this dude's life was,
Oh, it's tough.
Hard. It's sad, but also it
Sad.
makes you seem to believe that alcohol isn't that bad for you. Because when you hear
Pickled.
about how much he drank every
And
day,
still does.
and what he put his body
Seemingly.
through, and now, I mean, he's still, like, he should be next to dead, and he's on stage screaming. So
Yeah, it
he's
was
fun.
weird. Well, there was one time when he
He was
was
a
about to die.
75?
Do you remember that? There was one
Yeah.
time when he was like in the hospital and everybody's like, this is it for Rick. And now he's back out, Kenny Hoopla on stage. But anyway, we watched Kenny Hoopla, Ric Flair. Kenny was pretty good. Not my thing, but it was good. It's like the new punk. It's like that new pop punk. It's
Okay.
the new Blink. In fact, I think Kenny Hoopla had Travis Barker play on his album.
Yeah, he's
and
got a couple songs he played with him.
And then I think the album's even called Blink and You'll Miss It, which is like, I think, a kind of a nod, right, to Blink 182. Turnstile was good, I'll say, but they screwed up the beginning of the mix. Whoever's running front of house, hopefully it's not somebody we know, but they're a band that has a lot of effects, and they use a lot of like computers and like old, like what sounds like Moog synthesizers and stuff. But they're like considered like I guess like a new hardcore band. In the beginning, the amount of reverb and echo is just overpowering. It's terrible. But then finally they got it dialed in. They did a nice set. But I gotta say, Blink 182, amazing. They did an amazing job. It was everything you wanted to see, perfectly packaged. Their set is bananas. It's as good as anything you would see on any tour.
They just play all the hits.
They
right?
play
Yeah.
it's all hits. And then they got an inflatable rabbit, and then they got pyro, and then they got things blasted out of the sky, and then they got smoke machines, and then they got flames, and then Travis Barker's drum set goes all the way up into the rafters, and then it turns, and then like it's crazy.
So yeah, they're putting on a show.
They're putting on a
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
It was really, really
They
good.
should, right?
They should. I felt like, though,
Yeah.
honestly, for that ticket price with Kenny Hoopla, Ric Flair, Turnstile was really who I was there to see. And Blink got my money's worth. I honestly got my money's worth. Andrea had a great time. I had a great time. They it was just hit. And it was really cool hearing that many like young people and old people singing like these emo songs. I've never really been a part of that. It was crazy. Like it gets you in the in the feels.
So tell me about Blink 182, because I know that Tom DeLonge went through the alien thing.
He looks awesome.
And
at one point he says, "I was right about aliens," and then they shoot lasers into the crowd, right? And then they start playing that song about like aliens exist. I think there's a song earlier, Blink 182, that he had.
But they had a falling out, but they got back together for this tour, or how does that work?
From what I
They
understand,
got back together a little bit before the tour.
I think the cancer maybe has a little something to do with
Sure.
it.
Who
the
got
friendship.
cancer?
Mark Hoppus got stage 4 lymphoma, real bad,
Okay.
and he beat it, I guess,
Yeah,
or he's
well,
currently
remission or whatever.
currently beating it, right? And but it was a long. They played a lot. It was like 28 songs, 26 songs, something like that.
And they're doing the sold out arena.
It wasn't sold out. It was packed. There were a ton of people, but if you'd wanted a really expensive ticket, you could have bought one. But I will say, all the seats that I had were gone. Like all me and the cheapos,
Yeah.
slammed. It was like everybody up in the rafters was like, I didn't understand the beers are $23, so never had that. That is insanity. A Coors Light in a cup was $23. This much beer.
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 ounces of beer it was like $1 an ounce.
I wonder what the back end of those deals, because that seems more than a regular event at that arena. Because
Andrea, call in if you can, because you got some good points. There's stuff
I was at a show at House of Blues over the weekend, and they had 24-ounce high noons for $18.
Well, that's a high noon, because a regular high
And
noon.
White Claw,
I will
same
give
thing.
the High Noon a nod because
they're more expensive.
they've already set themselves as a premium brand. I'm talking basic my beer,
Yeah.
right? What I
Coors
call
Light.
I call them C minuses. That is my garage beer, a C minus Coors Light, $23.
Yeah. That's the cheapest draft.
And
you
now
can
I
get.
have to tip the guy, because why? Because he's pouring it into a glass. He won't even hand me the aluminum.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if the actual bands get a cut, or at least
I doubt the alcohol
concessions.
sales.
No way.
No.
No way. They didn't have a lot of merch. They didn't
Really?
inside
Kind of surprising.
Yeah, they didn't have a ton, but outside they had that big tent doing like the same day posters and shirts. That's the thing now. When you come to town and you're a massive band, like if you're, I'm trying to think of a band that size.
Well, Taylor Swift, she started her merch at like 10 a.m. or something, and people were
they
lined
started
up
theirs
for
at
that.
4. And I got video of like when they opened the gates, people stormed in the Amalie. Like they were like ready to go.
Not for me, man. I just don't care enough about that.
Yeah.
I'll just buy a shirt online or whatever. I'm not rushing the gates.
I thought about it
t-shirt.
because it's a cool shirt. It's got like the rabbit dressed as like a Tampa Bay thing. I actually thought about snagging you one too. It was like, it's cool because it's like a Tampa Bay Bucks style Blink-182 shirt.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Also super expensive, and the line was the line
We're
for
like Black
merch.
Friday merch now, and I'm
Well,
just,
there were people that were standing in line for merch that missed all of Kenny Hoopla, and then missed like 3 songs of Turnstile. So why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather see the bands. I'd rather hear the music because I may not get to see them again, right?
Yeah, I think most people were probably there for Blink though, so they didn't care.
Yeah, that's true. Turnstile.
A lot of people skipped the openers.
I heard a lot of old people around me. I say old people because I'm classifying them as not me, right? Like I wasn't an old person.
Middle-aged.
I knew all the bands, but the people around me had no idea who Kenny was. Had no idea. There were people around me that were like, "I don't like this Turnstile band." They were like,
Too hard.
They were like, "This is not fun. This is too much."
That's
So
aggressive.
it was a weird mix. It was like odd to hear people say that. I don't think
when I heard they were opening, I found it odd.
it's a weird mix.
Yeah.
They didn't do any old of their hardcore stuff. They did most of the new stuff, which was a smart choice on their part. But it was good. It was like top to bottom a really good show.
The last time I saw Blink-182, it was in Miami, and I took my little sister to her first concert.
Whoa.
And Bad Religion opened for Blink-182,
which is also odd, but
yeah. But I mean,
that happens though. Yeah,
this was
the height of Blink when
in
they were
2003.
Yeah.
Like something like that. And so think about how
when they were like #1 on TRL.
Yeah, 20 years.
It's cool that you got to see that though.
They, I don't even barely remember it. I don't think I was even 21 yet. But
I think they have a guitar
sister was
track.
like 15 or 14.
I couldn't tell, but it looks like they have a guitar track to give it a nice full sound.
When I saw them, they had another guitarist on stage, kind of like how MXPX does.
Yeah.
They have like a touring second guitarist.
They may have had a guy backstage.
Yeah.
It sounded a lot fuller than just Tom Tinker Tanking up there. I will say Turnstile brought in a girl guitarist that I'd never seen before to fill in their sound, and she's awesome. She's just a tour. She's not a member of the band, but they brought her in, and she looks really cool. And like, it's the first time I've ever seen like a badass lead guitarist. I was like, that reminds me of like, remember that girl that used to played guitar for like Michael Jackson
and Prince,
or Theana, or I forget her name, but anyway, yeah, good concert. The Amalie Arena, and I wanted to bring this up. I think I figured it out. It smells like poo poo in the Amalie Arena.
Mm-hmm.
The whole arena smells like poo poo, and it did for John Mayer when I walked in, and it did for this concert. And then it dawned on me. I think I figured it out. It's a hockey rink. And when things are wet dog, wet shirt, wet sweatshirt, wet towel.
But that's mildew. Did it smell like mildew,
Dude, it
mold?
smells like straight butt.
Butt is different than mold,
It
right?
smells like wet butt.
Are the seats cloth?
Cloth.
Oh, that's trapping in that butt smell.
It's got the butt. It's
Sweaty
got a
butts.
wet butt,
Unless
like a
they're
hockey
like-
butt.
Unless they're like actually like deep cleaning those cushions, it's gonna smell like
It's hockey
booty.
butt.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's from the water. I don't think you can have a building that you fill with water and freeze it for years and not have it smell like butt.
Yeah. The moisture
Right?
is going to
Yeah.
moldy up
Yeah,
the place.
You can't, and we're in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So
it's already moist to begin with.
I mean, it'd be like, isn't the Amalie Arena just a Yeti cooler that we keep putting ice in and never cleaning?
Why did they
Yes.
choose Tampa as their go-to? I've seen a lot of bands do this.
Andrea asked that, and she said, why didn't they go to the Amway? Because such a nicer, state-of-the-art,
because
beautiful facility. I think it's because we're too far in. They don't like coming to us.
I was gonna say I think it's kind of the. Did they play Miami though? I don't know if they played Miami.
I think they're doing Fort Lauderdale tonight.
I was gonna say because it's kind of in the center, right? Ish between like North Florida and South Florida.
But you would think Central Florida.
I know,
It's
but everybody goes to Tampa, man.
That's the thing. It's a name Like
I know.
it's in our name. It's
And we have the better
centrally located.
We have the better facility too. We have a top tier facility. It's even dated
our arena's
now.
better.
It's even dated now.
Why don't we do
it's
a lot
on
more
the book.
concerts in the Orlando City's
Stadium's too big. No, I don't think it's set up for it.
Well, it's
I mean, they do them at the old Citrus Bowl.
no, I know.
I saw Beyonce there.
But
Oh, wow.
the Orlando City Stadium is better for concerts of. And now Citrus Bowl seats more, obviously, but like those mid-tier concerts.
Tom, I don't think they've ever done a concert in the Orlando City Stadium, and I wonder why. Is it because the roof is engineered to keep noise in, and it may not be conducive to
could be
to like sonic. To musically.
You would think though when they were building it, they'd make it so that would be an option.
Well, we
for
were a
their
part of
money.
it. We were a part of it. Everything I heard when we were designing that stadium, like not that I was down there drawing in the blueprints, but my point is
for the
they
noise
said
of the
they
crowd.
wanted it to be loud.
Yeah, but I feel like a good enough sound engineer can deal with that, And the stadium's built really tall, so like. Instead of like the Citrus Bowl, again, where, the Camping World is so big, that obviously.
There are no other events, though, that get held there, right?
No, not
Maybe
so far.
contractually, with the money they receive, they can only use it for soccer?
It's privately owned. They can do whatever they want
They've
with it.
done a.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's the reason why they don't, because when the taxpayers pay for an arena or a stadium, then they want to generate revenue, so that's kind of in the contract. And when it's private, it's like it's up to them, so they may not want the hassle.
Right.
You know, like because it's
how they tear up the field.
Well,
Yeah,
or
you
the
gotta
insurance.
bring
Every time somebody comes in, you have to make sure that they're bonded and they have money. Yeah, that would
and I
be a
guess
mess.
maybe there's no need for it because Camping World it may be cheap enough because there's nothing going on there really.
Like we have
The
such
fartians everywhere. The hot fartians. The hot fartians
Do
and
not call them the hot fartians.
and then the monster trucks. That's the only thing that happens there. What else?
No, there's concerts. They have concerts there.
Yeah, but not that many because
you should see how mad he is about the NoFX concert being moved to the
Oh,
old stink
I don't even
field.
want to go. I don't even want to go. I'm not excited at all. I'm excited about seeing my friends. I'm about to tell my friends, let's just not even go. Let's just let's just hang out at my
scoop
house.
up a ticket same day.
Just take time.
I have
see it
heard.
going.
I have heard so many people tell me they don't want to go that I'm just going to scoop a ticket same day,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go cheap.
I'll give you mine. Although all my friends somehow still want to go, but I'll talk them out of it.
It was nice.
Yeah,
it
don't
was,
talk them out of it if you want to go.
It was
Because I'm
nice
like,
sitting
let's
in a
just-
chair. It was nice, and my seat. I'm telling you right now. So here, guys, you can go and look at it. Section 305. On the wall. If you're on the wall, you have a little ledge. I put my beer up there. I put my phone up there. I had my phone up there. That way, when stuff would happen, I could pick it up and video it real fast. It's awesome.
I'll sit.
And it's the cheapest seat.
I'll sit and watch anything.
Me too.
You know, it's like if you put me in the
it's
Amway,
fine.
I'll sit there and watch any concert. Does not matter.
doesn't
As
matter.
long as I have beer,
Paw Patrol on ice.
I'll be
Anything.
high. You know, like
anything.
some weed and beer.
I will sit there and watch. I will watch what's the big tooth guy that everybody hates?
Tony Robbins?
No, the other guy, the Christian guy.
Joel Osteen.
I will go to a Joel Osteen. I'll sit there quietly and just sit in the air conditioning in the nice seat.
But I will watch almost nothing in a hot field, especially you know.
It's gonna be rough.
You know what fields are for?
Oh, and if it rains.
I won't
I'm
go.
getting PTSD from Warped
I
Tours
won't
where
go.
they would have random thunderstorms and everybody huddles underneath the semis.
Oh, it rained. It
No,
rained on
won't
us.
go.
It rained on us walking to the Amalie. So when we went in for Blink 182,
You were wet.
no, everyone was wet.
Yeah.
I wasn't because we had gotten
Yeah,
there
but
2 hours early because Andrea's got
Yeah,
anxiety.
I'll run through the rain to get indoors, but I'm not standing in a hot field in the rain for any show. I'm not even like I can't even think of some show that I would if Tupac was alive, anything.
Damn.
Like
That's a bold one. Pull that one out of your rear end.
About
I like
old dirty
that.
bastard.
I would
no,
go see ODB
not
just for the spectacle.
at the Central Florida
Yeah,
Fairgrounds.
he'd be like, why am I in this fairground?
Excuse me, it's the Orlando Amphitheater.
Is it?
That's what they call
Is
it.
that what they call it now?
Is there an amphitheater or is it just a
well, that's
field?
what they call
It's
it. It's
that
a
white-
field, and then it has
Like
basically a built-in stage now on a
Yeah,
hill.
like a little
Oh,
white.
okay. It does
Oh.
have the white thing.
It is the white
for,
thing.
the, for the band, not
Yeah,
for
it's-
anybody else.
Okay.
It looks like a spaceship, right? Like
Yeah.
a weird kind of a white. Like,
That's pretty good.
Whatever the half dome white thing.
yeah, the
is,
half dome white thing. What a
God.
band shell? Isn't that what that's
Yeah.
called? A band shell. So it has a band shell. What are you gonna wear?
And it faces, get this,
I'm not going.
towards the sun as the sun's going down. So that's going to be brutal for the band.
You are going, and I'm gonna do something that I thought I'd never do, but I'm gonna let you do it. I'm gonna allow you to wear a bandana.
I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna allow you to wear
Where's
one of
that
your
gonna help?
headbands. It'll keep your hair from sweating into your eyes.
No.
It'll keep the sweat out of your eyes.
Crystal told me, she's like, we could bring a camping chair and sit in
No.
the back.
They'll make fun of you.
And, well, I don't. At this point, who?
No effects. No effects will point you out.
No, they don't even want to be there. I know that. But then I'm like, we're gonna sit in the back. Why are we even doing it? We'll sit there in a camping chair, like so far, like the hot sun.
He's got like 3 months before it happens, too.
Gonna hold an umbrella like an old man. I'm not even going. Let's just. Yeah, I will. But I have to convince my friends.
It's not very punk rock of you, Tom.
No. Maybe it's the most punk rock thing is to just say, like, you know what? I bought these tickets. F this thing. I'm not even going. That's real punk rock.
Yeah. And I'm 41 years old. Can't stand in a hot field.
I'm trying to think of other things that happened, but no, all in all, great show. Anybody else that's going to see it, I'd say the stage show that Blink puts on was really, really fun. They have good banter, and yeah, it's great. It was a really good, really, really fun show.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about mushrooms. I also want to talk about this meme that I saw about McDonald's putting up this is a no-quit restaurant.
Oh, I saw that.
You saw that one? I want to talk about that because I have an idea
with
of
Mr. Burns
of why they did that. But anyway, we will be right back.
Awesome. All right, where does that go?
Tuesday 1.
I do my daily incense walk for Pokemon Go at 10:30 at night because it's too. Yeah, it is really hot. Oh, the smell of the Amalie Arena is a known thing. Didn't know that. It is disgusting. It's real bad. Because I kept telling Andrea, I was like, "Do you smell that?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "She's like, yeah."
Oh yeah, there's a whole Reddit thread.
Andrew's like, "You got to stop talking about it." I was like, "But I can't get it out of my nose." It was like with that. It was that smell, like like when you smell vomit, and then later in the day you'll still have the same smell in your nose, and you'll be like, "Where'd that come from?" It was like that, real poo poo. Oh, Pabone's heading down to see Blink. Okay. Load this up just in case we need it.
What are you guys getting for Prime Day?
Oh, is today Prime Day?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. I ordered something not on Amazon that I needed, and I got it at Target this morning.
Target? It's not Target Day.
But I wanted to pick it up today.
Did you go to 7-Eleven for 7-Eleven Day?
I did go to, I have on my Crocs too, my 7-Eleven Crocs. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but here, I'll show you guys. Show the stream. My 7-Eleven. I get more compliments on these Crocs. I got complimented at something Andrea and I were at where some lady became obsessed with my Crocs. Oh, it was Whole Foods. And then she started taking pictures of my feet.
Oh, my God.
And Andrea's like, the lady's like, "I love 7-Eleven too." And she's like taking pictures of the shoes. And I'm like, I'm a fucking superstar.
Let's, I want to yell at that lady for a second.
Okay. Ready? You want to bring us back? I'll bring us back. 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
So you mentioned you're wearing 7-Eleven Crocs, which is super embarrassing, by the way.
Well, it's 7-Eleven day.
It's 7-Eleven day and Prime Day?
Yeah.
7-Eleven day. I bought a pair. Andrea bought me these. Andrea found me a pair of 7-Eleven Crocs, special edition. I think they're only 500 pair made.
So, you said a lady was obsessed with your 7-Eleven
So
Crocs.
Andrea and I went to
taking
Whole
pictures.
Foods. Remember when I went to get the pork butt that was mispriced by the crackhead at Whole Foods? So it was that day. I was in there getting the pork with the mispriced pork butt, and this lady became obsessed with my Crocs to the point where she started snapping photos with her iPhone of my 7-Eleven Crocs. Here, I'll put them on the stream so everybody can see them. They got all the gibbets in them. They got a 7-Eleven gibbet, and then they got a hamburger and a pizza and a Slurpee.
I'm going to put out a public service announcement.
7-Eleven Crocs.
Which I've
500, one of 500. These are super limited. Nobody has these.
I've been guilty of this as well. So
7-Eleven on the inside. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
No, that's yeah.
7-Eleven. Nobody has these. Only pair in Orlando.
So, I've had this happen to me.
Trendsetter.
When I wear the shirt every once in a while that Sam hates that says I wet my plants.
Does she hate that shirt?
Yeah,
I think she just laughs. I don't think she hates it. She
It got
laughs
too
at it.
small.
Look, she's smiling.
I can't wear it anymore.
She's smiling.
What happened? Your muscles getting too
He's
big?
getting beefy. Have you seen how beefy he's getting?
No.
He's on the tee. He just doesn't want to tell us.
I'll tell you.
Guarantee you he's
I'll
on the
tell
tee. You
you.
know why? Because I saw his balls.
No,
Tiny.
if I get on the tee, I'll tell you. If I have no secrets.
I think he's on the tee.
I got stopped one day and someone took a picture
Of your shirt.
Let me take a picture of the shirt.
What's wrong with it? You're a superstar,
here's-
trendsetter.
Here's the problem with it. Stop doing that because you can easily just search
Yes.
7-Eleven
Agreed.
Crocs on Google or I wet my plant shirt on
Yeah.
Google and
No, you want to send it to your friend and see what you want to share what you've seen.
no, they are taking picture of it so that they can get it for themselves.
It's a reminder. It's like taking a picture of a
Is
credit
it
card.
a reminder?
Yeah, it's like taking a picture of a credit card before you go to Walmart. I
Well,
do that all the time with my wife.
Then
I
just
go, just let me take a picture of it.
email yourself. Don't go through the awkwardness of taking a picture of Daniel's
write a
shoes
letter
or
and
my
send it to
shirt.
yourself in the mail.
No, I'm just saying you don't have to take a picture of it of a stranger's shoes or shirt.
But I
for
like
you
it.
to
I like that they
find.
do it. I like the
Oh,
exchange of energy. I like the attention. I don't wear these Crocs to not get noticed. I wear these Crocs
Okay.
so old
I
ladies
didn't
will
think
walk
about
up
that.
to me and be like, "Oh my God, 7-Eleven Crocs? Where the hell did you get those?" And I'm like, "Well, my wife got them for me. It's 1 of 500. You don't have them. I'm a trendsetter.
Well, even them
I'm a
asking
big
you
patio star.
that question makes me think
I'm one
that
of the most heralded and beloved broadcasters in this town.
Why don't people understand how Google or the internet works?
They don't.
Because people ask questions to other people. I'll
just
do it.
want-
90% of the show is you asking questions I Google for you.
Well,
you want us to
that's
just-
on the show.
So you want us to just walk around in silence and don't talk to each other and just looking at things and then Googling it in our brains. That's not communicating.
Well,
It is weird to me to ask to take a picture of somebody.
It was
I would
weird.
never do it.
It was weird, but I'm telling you, like
Daniel likes it. I forgot that
it
people
was,
like it.
It was weird, but I liked it, right?
Because it is a compliment, right? Since they liked it, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like your shoes so much, I want to take a
exactly
picture."
much like water
I'm just
play.
like, ugh.
I've never done it.
You know-
I might like it.
Crystal
You don't know.
has adopted this new policy
Okay.
that
Oh my God, you have policies in your house? What is it? The Pentagon? What is happening?
No fun van.
My
So-
God, how many policies do you have? This is a you can't quit house.
No,
is,
no.
Is that your policy?
Oh, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I
but the of her, she likes to compliment other moms, and I say moms because it's usually in that age range, on their bathing suits. Because
I
she,
like to compliment other moms on their bathing
because
suits.
she likes it when someone says, "Oh, I like your bathing suit." And she's like, "Thank you." And she's
I
like,
like your bathing
That
suit."
makes me feel good, so I'm going to spread the cheer.
Hey!
And then
Pay it forward with compliments.
and
I'm
I'm going to
gonna-
compliment.
I'm
because,
gonna start like slathering your wife with bathing suit compliments. You
yeah,
watch.
yeah, she'll like- she likes
just
compliments.
Watch. I'm gonna get you laid.
She likes catcalls.
I'm gonna lay so many compliments on your wife next pool
That's
party
because
that you'll
she's
get laid.
deprived of it from you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense now. Before
but
I
it's
was
all-
a little confused,
it's
and
all
now I'm like,
coming
oh
together.
no.
Yeah.
She's been suffering with 0 compliments her entire marriage.
But it's all coming together because we figured it out. All I have to do is use my strength of complimenting your wife to get her horny, and then you get laid. Boom.
No, that doesn't work. No.
It's
like watching
it has to
It'll
come
have
from
the
me.
adverse effects because she's like, why can't you do that?
Yeah,
Dan can
I
do
know.
that.
Then I won't do it at all. Then
Backfires.
I can't do it at all.
So I want to talk about this meme. There's
Wait a
some.
minute. I thought you hate memes.
Yeah.
Now I feel like all you do is look at memes.
He hates everything.
Well, the only thing that comes up on my feeds are people just sharing memes that they see. Anyway,
When are you going to start doing the Shack Attack and knock that off in the BDM group?
Yeah, you're gonna.
I try.
You need to get in there. The BDM group. Tom made this thing years ago where he said if you were a 1095 BDM, that he would allow you one meme a month in our BDM group where you could put anything you want in there. But it's out of control now. You got 195ers doing it, 795ers doing it.
I call them out. I'm like, "Are you 1095?" But they don't tell me, and then
I wouldn't tell you either.
Yeah,
if I
of
put
course.
a meme up and you're like, "Are you 1095?" I'm not gonna say a word.
Yeah, just don't respond.
Yeah, just like take it
My
down.
meme's
old
still
man.
there.
But then
Yeah, take my meme down,
I
old man.
look up their name, and then it's not 1095.
Well, you
in the
also look up
system.
their fake name on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what. Well, then Sam tells me that name is
Yeah.
fake.
The lady's name was Joyless.
Yeah.
Joyless.
Yeah. And then I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're
name.
Mo. You've become Mo from The Simpsons. Now
But I'm
you're
like, what's
yeah,
your real
see
name?
more butts.
You literally just answer the phone. They give you a fake name. You're like, and you hang up, and then Bart Simpson laughs in your face.
Oh, then I threatened to kill a child.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Are you our Mo? Because you
He's also very homery. But he's been watching The Simpsons. So.
but you hate everything, and Mo hates everything. When are we gonna get our flaming toms? Can you make me a flaming tom?
So anyway, this meme says, and they're making fun of it because, of course, it's ridiculous. But it's like it's some sign. I don't know if it's real. It could be fake. But it's a sign that says McDonald's is a no-quit restaurant. Please, if you have any problems, just talk to your manager
Or
first.
supervisor. It
Or
says-
supervisor.
meet
We
your-
can work it out.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're begging now.
Yeah, and I think that's because people are just leaving, like they're just walking out the door, right, in the middle of their shift.
Yeah.
And
There are people that do that. There are people that influencers that I've seen. This is how sad the point of where we are in the world. People will go and get a job at McDonald's, right? Go through the process, get the job, and then just have their friend come so they can quit and video it. They're not even ever intending of working. They're just filming to be an influencer, the video of them quitting something they don't have any intention of working to begin with.
So Crystal told me the other day that she's with Max and Tommy and my niece Becca, and then they were going around. They were going to somewhere or whatever, and then Tommy and Max wanted some Happy Meals at McDonald's.
Hell yeah.
Becca didn't like the McDonald's. She wanted Burger King, right?
So that's a step lower. Hold on a second. I love Becca.
Yeah. So then
Becca's on my vibe.
So Crystal said, "All right, I'll go to Burger King or whatever."
I'm a Burger King
So
guy.
she pulls into Burger King, and then she pulls up to the drive-thru, and the person's like, this is like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the person's like, "I'm sorry, we are not accepting orders right now." And then Crystal's like, "Oh, okay."
We don't have anybody here, so we can't do any orders.
They didn't say that, but they just said, "We're not accepting orders." In the middle of the day, and then Crystal's like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "All right, drive away." Right?
That happened to me before once too.
And then she goes to a different
There's
Burger
no
King.
one here.
She goes
well,
to
yeah, that's probably what it is. There's probably just one person.
yeah. And they
And they can't do it all.
Really?
Yeah.
You can take the order and say, "What do you need?" And you get it, and then you go to the bag and you make the cheeseburger. Yeah, I think I could do it.
I think you have to man.
You've
the
never worked
front.
fast food.
Yeah,
no,
buddy.
no, I haven't. But I'm brave enough to think. Okay,
But you can't leave the register.
I'm
They'll
gonna
steal.
Exactly.
Someone will steal.
I'm gonna do a Tom challenge. I'm gonna do a Tom challenge. Without running front of house. If you lock the doors and you're just giving me drive-through only, that way I'm protected. I can run an entire fast food restaurant alone.
No way.
Yes, I can.
Dude.
Totally can do it. It's all just microwaves. Microwave,
Rush
microwave,
hour,
microwave.
lunch,
Yeah,
microwave.
no
I'm not saying
way.
rush hour. I'm not saying rush hour, but I think I can do it. I think
Order
I can,
after order. There's.
I think I can take a steady stream, not a crazy stream, a steady stream.
I don't know, dude.
I think I
I
can
don't
do it.
think
because
so.
they have
Being
to
burrito, you
flame
wrap it.
broil. Like you have to
just
put the
them
burger.
on the thing. They go through. It's a conveyor belt.
Yeah. But I think that's. I mean, it takes more than one person. Anyway, she goes to a different Burger King, like down the road.
How did you find another Burger King?
I know.
They're so. And did you notice they went back to their old sign? It's like they're aging. It's like their
Yeah.
restaurants are Benjamin Buttoning themselves.
And
It's like they're going into the past.
she goes to drive-through, and then they're like, "I'm sorry, we can only take orders inside."
I'm sorry, the rest of the employees are at the other Burger King you just left.
And so she goes inside,
Mm-hmm.
and no one's there. Like she walks in, and she
Free.
like,
Free
like,
Burger King.
like, yeah, she's like,
You
hello.
make your own burger.
She said she stood there for 3 minutes, and then she just walked out, and then she's like, "Well, I give up." And I think that they're having an extreme employee problem. Now
Yeah,
I
of
know it's not a
course.
revelation. Obviously they are, but they're trying to do whatever it takes.
I think I could do it. I think I could have made her burgers alone.
No.
I think I could have do it.
If you, I imagine that is that whole process is designed for one person to be at each station, right? And so they just
for the
do
most
their
part.
one station job. I don't think you
I
can do it all.
remember being a teen and having the manager of the Subway I work for book me or schedule me just myself at a mall at Subway by the Vans, the Vans skate park and by Outdoor World during lunch.
Subway gets hammered.
Oh my God! And I had to do everything. I had to do all the prep, and then people are screaming at me that I'm not going fast enough, and I'm like.
No wonder
This
she's
is
got
all I
so
got,
much
buddy.
grit. She got that Subway grit.
So I had to do every single sandwich, go down the line,
my
do the
God.
then ring them up, then change my gloves out, go back to the front, and then I got a line
Jesus.
going out the door
How
by
did you
myself.
How did you not
man.
cuss at people and kill them? That'll make you strong.
Well, it made me crazy.
That's when you just leave. I imagine because Sam's got grit, so she'll stay and work it out. But
Tough.
I think a younger generation, they'll
can't
look
do
at
it.
that and
They'll cry.
They'll just walk out the back
I wouldn't
door.
do it anymore. I would not do that again. I would not put up with that again. But I didn't have any choice then, right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
living by myself. I had to pay my own bills by myself. What am I going to just walk out and not have a job set up?
Yeah,
You have to
to
work. Are you guys familiar with the Checkers AI order taker? SJ in the chat room says he hates the Checkers AI order. Checkers has an AI.
I can't tell you the last time I've been to a Checkers.
So Checkers didn't upgrade any of their food. They put all of their money into the AI. They're like, we want a robot. Is that true? Is that a thing that they have? I would go to a Checkers just to use the AI.
You know what I'm mad at Mr. Checker about is the fact that
do tell me.
He thought
Checkers and Rallies is the same thing, right?
he thought he
Local
was
Checkers rolls out a robot-powered drive-thru.
Is it? What does it? Just take your order? It's probably just a voice prompt.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
AI.
More than likely. SJ says it's terrible, though.
So Checkers thought they were revolutionary because they were going to have drive-thrus on both sides of the building. Because they were like, this will solve the problem, make things go faster, right? But all they needed to do was add an extra, just like all the restaurants have done, or at least the McDonald's, or just add an extra order, the same lane.
But Checkers got a window running on every side. They got a front window, a side window, another side window, a back door to smoke.
And then Mr. Checker, I'm sure, was probably like, I should have thought of that.
Blew it.
I didn't need to add an extra window on the other side of the store because it's also awkward for the driver to get their food.
It's also
in the
one
passenger
more
window.
area to get broken into, right?
Yeah, so
why make more windows?
This just has like prompts, right? And it'll take your order. It responds to questions while also selling the restaurant's specials. So I'm sure it's just like when you're on the phone and you're like, representative, you're screaming, I want French fries.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like,
why not just
you
go
want chicken bites?
to touchscreen?
I don't know. I don't know.
Wawa. Wawa's system seems to be working.
It does.
I've used it 1,000 times. It's great.
It works pretty damn well when things are out.
They never really mess up the order.
When things are out, they disappear. You notice that it's self-inventorying. So like if you order like a quesadilla and they're out of tortillas,
it just won't show
up. It just won't show up.
Is it because like they know they will have massive amount of problems with people like leaning up? I bet maybe insurance-wise, like think about how you're going to fast food places.
Okay.
Sometimes the people are drunk, right? And you pull up to order Taco Bell, right, in the middle of the night.
Always drunk.
And you're drunk, and then you pull up too far away from the touchscreen, right? So then
you're smashing it.
You're busting out your door.
No. Then you lean out to try to do it, and you're like, and then so you open your door and you forget that your car's still in drive, right? And then you take your foot off the brake, and then it starts going forward and rams and you know what I'm saying? Is it something like that?
You know what they're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do?
Is that the reason?
No.
That's the only reason I could think of.
This is what they're gonna do, and you figured this out a long time ago.
They have touchscreen inside.
They're not gonna do that. What they're gonna do is you're gonna drive up, you're gonna pull up. And then it's going to say, please pull out your phone. And it'll link to Bluetooth to your phone. And the whole menu will be on your phone.
Yeah,
and this will be your touchscreen. And you'll just order from your own touchscreen.
They're already trying. They've tried to do that, but people aren't. Remember,
I would love that because
a lot of people use the fast food apps.
They do.
Andrea is the queen. She has the Dunkin' app, the McDonald's app, the Taco Bell. She got them all, and then they pay her. They like give her these
but
crazy
she's organized.
rewards.
You don't understand.
She's too organized.
Everybody else in society,
I know, they're not like her.
They're pulling up to the menu and then looking to see, like, how do you not know? You've been eating this
They
garbage.
might have a new menu item.
You've been eating this garbage for 20 years. You know what you want. Quit looking around.
Do you guys want to do some voicemails?
Well, we got to go to break real quick.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, we'll take a break and come right back.
Yeah, we can do 4 but we needed 14 there.
Thank you.
Because we went long on that first one.
That was a good segment. Where does that go? 4?
Tuesday 2.
Tuesday 2. 4. Idiot. 2. Okay.
And then we'll need 17 for this.
Didn't Dan already get super pissed because Taco made him mobile order? Yeah, that's because they didn't have employees. What they were asking me to do is they were asking me to do it while I was there. And I was like, well, no.
I'm already here.
Yeah, I'm already here. Like, if I know that going there, if I know going there, I pull out my phone and order at the thing, I'll do it. Sonic app. Yeah, a lot of the ones, the one that I think pays us the most is honestly the McDonald's app because Andrea gets.
I think more people use those apps than you guys think.
Yeah.
I don't, but I know my husband has like Chipotle. Like he has a couple different
Andrea
ones.
has Chipotle, and that one pays her too. Like she gets all these. She always gets free shit.
He's got the Wawa app.
Yeah, the people that do it seem to like really enjoy it. All right, here we go. This is 4. You're gonna do voicemails.
Yes, and we got to do 20.
17.
17.
I can bring us back.
All right.
Here we go. In 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. You know, we stream every single Monday through Friday on Twitch and on YouTube. Twitch is more of a gaming platform. It's really nice. If you've never checked it out, check it out. Twitch.tv/TomandDanLive and YouTube. I know you know what that is. Just search for @TomandDanLive.
Also, Astrofest is going on July 15th and 16th at the Orlando Science Center.
Always something going on at the Science Center, man.
So if you or your family or your friends like astronomy and they like the universe, check out Astrofest at the Orlando Science Center.
It's got air conditioning. I'm going to say that on everything.
Yeah.
Everything
that's
we
the number
do
one seller
that has air conditioning. I'm just gonna
Science and air conditioning.
Well, if you tag it on the end, I think it matters, right? Because Tom, you know, you heard him rail about that concert. If I'd have just said with air conditioning, he'd have probably changed his tune.
yeah. I can sit down with AC.
yeah,
All right.
it's fine. Here is the latest voicemail coming from the mind of Zach.
Hey gang, it's Zach from Ohio. I've had varicose veins on my ankles, on the inside of my legs since I was like 20 probably. I'm 32 now. You got varicose veins?
I do. I'm covered in varicose veins.
It's genetic.
Yeah,
my
this guy's
ankles,
Mr. Veins.
They call me
They call me Mr. Veins.
They call me varicosius venum. Yeah, I got them on my ankles from soccer. You want to see them? You want to see my varicosis? See them? See those?
Varicoses.
See all those varicoses?
That's regular veins.
No, I got varicoses. Let me see yours. Let me
you-
see your ankles. You got any varicoses?
No, I don't. The varicose veins.
And then you
they
get them on the
pop
side.
out.
And then you get them on the side of your nose from alcohol. You ever see the veins on the side of your nose from alcohol?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody got a little bit of that. A little gin
but the
blossomy.
varicose veins, they are big, look like worms under your skin.
No, I don't have the big
Right.
worms. I just
Yeah,
got
that's-
little. I got the little ones you get from like wear and tear, running, and
Yeah.
cycling. I get them, and I got a few on my thighs.
It's like an old person thing, right? And then genetics play into it. But yeah. I think there's some sort of treatment for that,
Yeah,
right? There's
there is.
surgeries or
Yeah, you can get like
laser
injections,
treatments.
laser treatment. They got stuff for everything now, right?
It seems like they got lasers for everything.
Let's talk about the lasers for a second. Some of the lasers work, but I think some of the lasers are just light.
Yeah. But I mean, they.
Like I watch a lot of baseball, and when you watch baseball, pardon me, you get commercials. And when you get commercials, you get a commercial for a product called Tommy Copper. Tommy Copper is a bunch of like lasers and lights and little weights and little things that you put on your body that are sold by that guy that's in, man, what was the name of that show? Is it the one that goes ging ging?
Law and Order?
Law and Order. So that guy. The guy from Law and Order is partnered with this place called Tommy Copper. And Tommy Copper sells all these like laser lights and all these dumb things. And he always looks at the camera and he's like, you're going to love this. You're going to need this. He always says stuff like that. I don't think any of these lasers work. You know the little hats that you wear to stimulate hair growth, or you shoot the lasers on your face to stimulate? I don't think any of that works. I don't think it works. I don't think it's a thing.
It probably
I think
does.
it's like beer can chicken. You think it works, but it absolutely does not work.
Well, there's a lot of placebo stuff, and then there's stuff that does a little bit. The problem is that,
Like
with most
Ideal
things, you
Image,
wanna
that
cure.
laser, the laser that destroys a hair follicle, that works. because you're shooting it at my body and you're like exploding the hair follicle, right?
Yeah,
That's a laser. But these other things that people say, they shoot them in your temples. Oh, we can put a little right here. I don't know about that. I think it's a light.
There's stuff though that if like you peel off the first layer of your skin and then it
but that's
looks
a
better
damaging
after.
laser.
Yeah,
I'm pro damaging lasers. Damaging lasers work.
Healing lasers don't work.
I don't think there's such a thing.
Yeah, they can only kill.
Yes,
and that's it.
That's what I'm saying. It's a weapon.
laser that it puts.
As a child, I thought a laser was a weapon. It's only recent times that we've started using lasers for beauty.
Yeah.
It used to destroy tanks. It used to cut things. Your plasma torches.
But again, you can kill the first layer of skin, and then it comes back, and then the laser kills.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a killing laser. I'm opening a new shop called Killing Laser.
So anyway, varicose veins. That's just unfortunate genetics. And everybody deals with it. It's just a roll of the dice. It's all coming for you.
There you go. It's all coming for you.
You're going to have to deal with something.
Yeah, the nightmares are here.
Yeah, very few people deal with nothing.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's really good. That sounded very,
There's a few lucky ones out there that don't have that many problems.
But it's not you.
What?
No, there's a few lucky ones out there, but guaranteed it's not you. Just know that.
Yeah.
You're not the lucky ones, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, like, look at Ric Flair. The guy had...
So lucky.
10 million drinks, and then he's still out there
and he's having one
yelling,
right now. He's having one right now.
And he's not dead.
Okay.
Not dead, but not healthy.
Yeah, not good. Not bad.
Still alive, though.
Still alive.
Yeah. And he doesn't
on stage with Kenny Hoopla.
Any...
he's a red Rogan face.
Yeah, he was very red. This was one of our most, I'd say... contentious guests of late that we've had on that people are like, I don't know, was Carlos Mencia. And I think that's probably just going to happen anytime we have him on. I don't know if we'll have him on again. I would imagine we will. But every time we have on Carlos Mencia, people are all like, why'd you have that guy on?
Again, the more that I think about this whole Carlos Mencia thing, the more I'm like, how much did it really matter? Like, they've only really... Because I imagine that when the whole Carlos Mencia thing first came out with the Rogan and that whole thing, and then
years ago, right? Like I said, 15 years ago or something.
I imagine that the internet and all of society went through all of his stand up with examined it all and all the jokes to see which ones were stolen from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? And they only came down with a handful of jokes that they could link back to some famous comedian. And again, who knows how many.
Most of them, though, that's the problem is. Because I listened to the Bobby Lee podcast and stuff, and they were saying most of them were not the famous comedians. They were the up and comers that he was stealing from. Who now some of them are more popular, but at the time they weren't.
Sort of makes
and he was
worse.
blowing up and he's so funny, but he was using other people's jokes to basically headline or bump people at the comedy store.
It makes it worse when you look. It's very much.
He was taking from the bottom.
It's not even punching down. It's like punching down, and while you're punching down, you're stealing all the stuff. Yeah. It's like, and then keeping those people down. You have no, literally no. If you're an up and comer, you have no power,
no recourse.
Yeah.
Still, though, they didn't have. There wasn't internet videos, at least that I've seen, of these up and comers doing their
I haven't seen
act.
That.
And then Mencia doing their stealing. You know what I'm saying?
There was the video montage that Rogan put back to side by side, right? But for the most part, you're not allowed to film or record in the Comedy Store, so a lot of it wasn't recorded.
Right.
But the comedians that were there know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust them.
That is what they say. But we did get a couple of voicemails about it. People have different opinions. Some people agree with us. Some people agree with you. Some people don't agree with you. Here's one. This guy says,
"Hey guys, Tom, I got a problem with your logic that you use with the Mencia thing. I kind of think of it as like the same thing as Tom Brady. Like the guy got caught cheating, basically. Oh, here's your little punishment. You get shamed here and there, whatever, boo-hoo. And then you get 50 weeks of uninterrupted shows and $20 million in the bank. Like, how sorry am I supposed to feel for you? You cheated, you got caught, you got away with it, and now it's all good? Like, nah, open disrespect for the rest of my life."
There you go. There's a different opinion.
Listen, and
everybody's entitled to their opinion.
You don't have to go see
him. You also
him.
didn't have to listen to the show we did with him if you don't like him.
I guess
that's fine. I skip over podcasts when I don't like the guest.
Yeah, totally. But I guess I think about it that way a little bit too. In the fact, it's popping off out there. I wouldn't be surprised
scare the crap out of
if we don't lose our live feed here pretty soon. it doesn't. I think when he comes in here and the reputation it impedes, like I think that's really really bad. I think it hurts him. I think it feels really bad from an emotional standpoint. It's bad.
Yeah.
But if you had no emotion, he's fine.
Yeah.
Like totally fine.
He's
Like
made
super rich. No, still mega rich.
Yeah.
Has more money than he will ever know what to do with. Has the cars, the houses, his family's fine, his beautiful son and wife, right? So my point is if you can take that, and this is hard for me to say because I am a hyper emotional person, I probably would not be able to do it. When he comes in here, it seems like he puts on a little bit of the like, oh, it's so terrible, but I don't really think it's that bad. That's how I feel.
I'm sure, 20 years ago or whenever the hell the
it was
height
happening.
of it.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But also, since then, he must be able to put together jokes himself because he's had a career.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I don't think he's stealing after that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he dared to do it again.
No.
Right?
No, you can't. You can't. That's it. That's it for you.
Everybody's looking at every joke you do and trying to find.
You're not going to last long.
There were
a couple things more recently, specifically like the wall thing that was, but then again, it's like that one was such a common joke. It's hard to pin down who exactly came up with that. So it's it gets blurry there.
Here's another opinion from the chat room. Baby Bull says, I love you guys, and I never tuned into the Mencia interview. Don't care for him either. Never thought he was funny, and the fact that he stole jokes, no thanks. Yeah, that's the beauty of the show is if you don't want to hear it, don't listen to it. Plus, our interviews typically are the least downloaded shows that we do anyway. So let's try this one right here. I believe this one is involving Jeff Howell.
Oh, I've been following his adventures.
Hey, guys, this is Sean from Vegas. I don't live in Orlando, but I heard that you guys had maybe like some kind of bear or something that was downtown. I don't really get a lot of the reports. So I don't know what happened, but I heard someone said around like 1 o'clock that the bear climbed down from the trees and then went and sang back up on Brown Eyed Girl with Jeff Howell. Can anybody confirm that for me? Thank you.
Super high. Yeah, Jeff's on an adventure right now going on tour with his son.
Yeah, he's bopping all around.
Have you been following that? It's really cool.
I saw on Facebook that he was in a hotel room talking about being on tour, but I didn't know it was with his son. That is
Dream
a
come
cool,
so cool
thing to do in your life.
It gives me goosebumps. It makes me want to cry. Like, it's emotional.
Tour around with your son and play music around and have that experience. You know what I'm saying?
They're both like, and they're like, they went to like Louisiana, and they're going to like these
Northern Tennessee,
like real deep bluesy gritty little bars, and they're playing together and stay on the road and like staying in hotels and then being put up for the night with somebody and then get a home cooked meal. It's a dream come true. If Maisie said, Dad, we're going on tour, and she started singing a little bit lately and she's got a really good voice, so I kind of get like excited about it. Dude, what Jeff is, we got to get him in here.
When he comes back.
He already reached out to me and said, hey, I want to come in and talk about it. But yeah, maybe we could get Casey too. I don't know. I know Casey stays in the background. That's Jeff's son.
I don't think he's a big talker, but.
No, but I'd love to. I haven't seen him since he was a kid. I used to see him as a kid at like Taekwondo, dude. As a little boy.
Yeah.
That's how old I am.
Yeah, it was 20 plus years ago.
Crazy.
It's just awesome that he's getting to have that experience with his son. Because I feel that's a rarity to do something like that, you know.
And it looks like they're having a time of their life, like just seeing, like, to tour and do things that Jeff has done his entire life, and then for him to be able to share that like road knowledge of like, okay, these are the tours that me and Bubba with Clutch used to do, or this is the tour that I used to do with my band, and now I have my boy with. I don't know. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
Let's try a lot of boat talk. You really pissed off people by trying to take your boat from the marina to get cheaper gas. They're mad at you, man. They're mad at you.
Hey guys, BDM Captain Dano. I left a message on the Friday free show, and I wanted to congratulate Tom. You saved $60 and you got your boat fueled up in about an hour. I'd say that was actually worth it.
All right.
And for the future, when you're trailering, do not use your tag at all. The cops, if it's like an expired tag or it's not registered properly, I believe they can arrest you over that. I used to work at a marina and we were constantly towing trailers, and I was taught it's better to have a trailer with no tag than an expired tag. And backing up a trailer tip, you grab the bottom of your steering wheel, and whatever way you move it, that's which way the back of the boat or the trailer is going to move when you're backing up. Kind of hard to imagine, but get in the truck, try it, and that's how I learned. So happy 4th, guys.
I feel like this guy thinks you're a child. and Captain Dano has to call every week to walk you through what a child would do with his boat, and it's demasculizing, and it hurts my heart for you a little bit. It's very embarrassing that Captain Dano would call, and what I think he's doing is he's using words to shove your face into a bologna sandwich.
It's better to have
that doesn't
a no
sound
tag?
correct to me, but
He
I
said
also don't know the laws of that.
He said a cop told him. A cop.
Yeah.
I'm talking a cop.
I do know that if you admit that you know your license is expired or like somehow suspended.
You're supposed to do the Beetlejuice on that. But
I don't know. No, like being in possession of it is a crime of some sort.
I don't think they're going to take you to jail, though.
No, but they will write you. I got a ticket to go to court for
but this guy said they'll take you to jail.
No,
well, not, and I'm just like, I don't think that that's accurate.
They probably have the option to, because it's probably if you know or you have an expired tag or a tag that doesn't belong on one trailer that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if you have some car tag on your trailer, like that's
fraud, yeah.
Yeah, there's something like a bigger offense.
So like this guy's saying just no tag.
Yeah, just put nothing on
I feel like with no tag, that's almost like your eyes are looking for it. But they can still try and see, like, there's got to be a way for them to track down with your license, right? That there's a registered trailer to you.
Yes, yeah. They could,
and then they'll know it's expired anyway.
Everything will come up if they pull your nut. Like me, when they run me, everything I have, like my vehicle.
Hold on, you know, I just realized, why do we even need to have a paper registration or some sort of proof of insurance?
I agree.
Isn't it
Y'all can see that I have it.
Yeah. Like, so I have to like keep it in my glove compartment.
That's because they can give you more tickets that way.
Yeah, isn't that like sort of the honor system of you, like, because it's almost like it's a privilege, right, to drive this car, and the rule is that if you do drive it, you must have certain documentation in your possession, right?
But they can look
but that's
it up
not a rule.
With my license.
The rule is the law is it needs to be registered.
I thought the rule was you had to have your license on you when you were driving.
Your license, yes.
And you have to have your registration on you, right?
Not necessarily.
No?
Because every time.
But they can give you a ticket for not having it. My point is that you should have three things, right? I was always told you have your license, your registration,
and proof of insurance.
And proof of insurance. That's it. And I always thought that those were three things. It's almost like you're part of the contract, right? You're opting in and saying.
My point is, I can give them my license.
Yes.
From what I understand, they can look it up through the DMV and find out that I have my car both registered and I have insurance.
Yeah, right.
Without me having to hand them this piece of paper.
Correct, but I think that's it's almost like an
loophole.
It's almost like an idiot. It's almost like the step of like writing your name on the SAT. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they're saying, yeah, you should have this stuff.
But Sam's right. The only reason that's a rule is so they can give you extra tickets. Because they,
I think it weeds out the super dumb people. Is that what they're trying to do, right?
No, they're trying to give you extra tickets. I think it all has to do with
I don't think it is. I think it's your
money.
part of the contract. I think it's like you have to have these three things in order to drive. It's not like you just like, oh, I have a license, I have insurance, and I can just get in my car and start. I don't have to wear my seatbelt. I can just do whatever I want.
But I've been pulled over.
Someone in the chat who says that they used to be a cop does say having no tag isn't better than having an expired tag. They just run the VIN through David and see if it's good.
Well, it's probably up to the officer's discretion anyway.
That's what we're talking about.
But every time I've been pulled over a dozen times, I've never known where my registration or my proof of insurance, or at least I haven't gotten both of them. Maybe I've gotten one.
That is the opposite of you and I. I have my license in my pocket. I have the other two pieces in my glove box every single time.
My license, yeah, I got my wallet. But I'm saying my my insurance and registration.
Mine is sitting there waiting for a cop. It's like literally organized on top of the manual.
No, I always open my glove compartment, a bunch of trash falls out.
Why do you put trash in your glove compartment?
Because it just accumulates in there.
Well, there's trash everywhere, to be fair.
Why? Why not? Like my glove, if you go to my glove compartment and it drops open, there is a manual for the car. There is maybe a ballpoint pen, maybe a tactical flashlight, my insurance, and then on top of my insurance is registration.
And then
all up to date.
The cop always watches me frantically look through the garbage.
And then the trash falls there. And he knows you don't have it.
And then I'm panicking. And then he just stands there. And then I'm looking through the trash, I'm looking through old registrations. Old, there's an ATV registration. I'm looking
at a motorcycle one in there.
And then he just says, that's all right, I'll look it up. And then like, well, just tell me that to begin with.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd make you sweat through the trash.
We will see you tomorrow.
Damn, people in the chat said they did get arrested for an expired tag.
God damn.
I've only ever got ticketed. I only got ticketed once, but...
Yeah,
and it was like a
what is that?
week after my fucking tag
Yeah, yeah.
expired,
I've
and
got-
it was Mother's Day, and I was taking my mom to Mother's Day dinner, and the guy didn't give a fuck.
I've gotten
I was like, thanks, bud.
tickets for that. I've never been arrested.
Yeah, I've never been arrested.
Are we taking lunch now? Are we coming back? What's our schedule like for the rest of the day?
Let's take lunch now and come back, and then we'll do Wednesday 3 and 4 after lunch, and then get some of the commercials done.
Sweet. All right, y'all. Well, we will be back a little before 1. So